Hi guys, it's Alston. First, thank you so much for checking out this video. In this video, we are going to look into a SaaS called Hexowatch. In this video, I will explain you what it is and all its use cases. I will also showing you a full walkthrough and demonstration of their dashboard, and I will be also showing you all the pros and cons of this tool. And finally, I will be also showing you all the results which I was able to get it off from few test campaigns which I set it up yesterday. And in the final end, I also share some of the upcoming stuff which the developer says they're coming to the platform also. Okay, before going to the video, I'm basing this review because I have a business LTD for Hexowatch, and also I've been using the system for last 2 days. So this review and this tutorial is based on the fact I'm using only for 2 days, which I do not like, because I would essentially prefer to do a review after 7 days or something like that, because it will be more easy for me to explain and I will be more comfortable with the tool. But in this case, it's a special circumstances where the developer announced from July 10th, they said that prices for this tool or the deal will increase. I'm not sure about the future pricing. They said that it will increase. So I just wanted to create a video with all the findings which I was able to find up to now, so members of my group or community can make a decision whether this tool is for you or not. Without further ado, now let's directly jump into the video section. First, what is Hexowatch and all the use cases of it? First biggest difference you need to understand is this is not an uptime monitoring tool. Even though there is a functionality inside the tool which you can use this tool for that, but this is not an uptime monitoring tool. Even the same guys who developed this software have a separate tool called hexometer, which is purposefully designed to monitor uptime, all those stuff. What this tool does is it monitors any visual or HTML or code based or basically any changes to a particular website according to the time intervals you set and time criteria you set. So basically this is a monitoring tool which looks for any changes on web pages. It uses 8 different techniques in order to monitor all these changes. If I'm looking down, I'm just looking at all the notes. I have to make sure that I don't miss anything. It will use 8 different techniques, and it also has the ability to check these visual changes from 3 different servers from US, EU and Asia. This is mainly because sometimes some resources or some website will show different geo-specific location results for different country or continent. So you can choose the server you want to check from the web changes. The use case for this system is only up to your imagination, because what happens is this is not a traditional closed-minded tool where you're only able to perform certain action. Because this tool set is given, you can use up to according to your requirement or imagination from all different use cases to monitor changes. Some of the use cases can be from SEO monitoring to monitor any SEO changes or any different progress done by your competitor or your own website. Even you can use this to monitor e-commerce based items like monitor price, stock availability, changes on delivery time, all these things, crazy stuff. And you can also use this to monitor news items, new blog posts or new changes to any particular news site or news story. Even if any changes, you can use this to monitor change log for certain plugins, themes or software which you are interested. You can use this to monitor any changes on your own site, even to monitor any problems occurring or any visual changes because of any conflicting error or any changes which require a client permission, something like that. You can use this service to monitor terms of agreement, privacy policy, user case. All these things can be analyzed using this plugin. And basically the use cases are unlimited, guys. This is just like in a real life example, it's just like a knife. With the knife you can do pretty much anything. So based on this, you can think of it how it can benefit you or your client, and you can use this tool. Okay, so without further ado, now let's quickly jump into the pricing section for this. So I can show you, this is if you see here, you can see that the current deal is expiring in 4 days. That's why I wanted to create this video much quicker than I preferred. If you quickly look at it, these are the normal. There is a free plan also, so if you want to test it out before you try it out, you can do that. These are the lifetime deals which is currently available. Let's see, one time I currently have this. This checks, this is an important thing which you need to understand, how the checks are calculated. So if we take a look here, they say for the pro you get 4,500 checks a month, for business you get 10,000, something like that. So now let me explain you clearly how the checks are calculated. You set up an action where you say let me know this any visual changes for this website web page every day, then the number of checks will be calculated. Since you set it up only one check per day, 24 hours, the total number of checks for 1 month will be 30 days. Since if there is a 30 day, 1 into 30 30 days. If you set it up a check like every 60 minutes do a check, then what happens is 60 it will come to a 24 hours calculation first, 24, and based on 24 into 30, then that will be the total number of checks. So I think I made it clear. Every check, if we say let's say 10 minutes per check, if you set it up, you can see the frequency. You can minimum frequency you can set it up 15 minutes, 10 minutes. Let's say for example in this case you set it up 15 minutes check. What happens is it will do a check every 15 minutes. So in 1 hour there will be 4 check, and that 4 will be divided by the total number of hours in a day, and that will be multiplied. Sorry guys, I forgot, made a terrible mistake on that. It will be like 15 minutes into 4 for 1 hour, and then multiply that by 30 days, then you will get for that one per specific check per specific task, it will consume that much checks every month. But you can limit this using if you want to stop it out, all these things are possible. Like after this is performed, you can pause out all these things, but that is how basically checks are calculated inside this system. Apart from that, there is frequency, where 15-minute frequency is there. This is means minimum you can go up to 15 minutes between a different check. If it go by a bigger plan, the checks will be another 10 minutes or less. Integrations also available currently. It support Slack, Telegram, Zapier. They are mentioned, but it's still not integrated into the system. These two are available, and you can see from the business plans we also have the option to choose which are the server we want to use for all the different monitoring actions we do. So all these are possible from here. Now let's directly jump into the dashboard, so I can, without wasting too much time, I can show you guys. This is the dashboard of the software. Basically you will see all the event feed with a graphical graph, and we have this ability to see, filter it out, export it to Google Sheet or CSV, and all the monitoring we have set so far will be showing here. You can see all these are shown on the dashboard. In order to use this software, all you need to do is go into the add URL, and you would find 8 different options to monitor this. These are the way you can monitor this changes to your web page. The first one is automatic AI monitoring. If you click on it, first let me go by one. This is automatic, where it will use a combination of visual, content, HTML and technology changes, and based on the fact it will notify if there is any changes for it or not. One quick tip is, guys, if you are not sure about, sometimes what happens is when you set it up using one element of this, it might not work better for you the way you want to monitor it. So I would suggest you set up the same exact URL on all these different identification technique. Then based on what is providing the result you want, you finalize on that step for your monitoring purposes. So in using this is very easy. All you need to do is you need to enter a URL and make sure, if you want to make sure that this pauses after the first event detected, you can do this, or you don't want it, you can uncheck it. You set it up the time interval. Since I have the business LTD, it shows me 10 minutes up to 10 minutes. We can make it this check like every week check it, or every day check this, or every 12 hours check this, something like that. You can do this, and we can choose the server. This is only available from business LTD upwards. Otherwise there will be only default server. And click on monitor. What you will do is it will have automatic. This is like an easy way. If you don't know where to start and you just want to quickly do it by an AI automation, then you choose this step and choose this, and it will automatically start monitoring for any changes. This is a HTML element monitoring. What this does is it will monitor a specific element inside the website for any changes. Let me show you how it works. I have an e-commerce page here, and I'm going to leave these things for this. Do we want to make notification or alert for any changes, or is it asking above 1% changes, or above 25% changes, or above 50% changes? So we can categorize based on the total differences in the element of the HTML. In this case, let me choose any elements. Let's first preview it. So it will now take up a visual page of that service web page and possibly show it here. Let's wait and see. Based on that, we can see, we can highlight which is the element we want. Let's wait and see for this to load. Okay, you can see it has loaded the web page. Now we can highlight the element. For example, you can do, if there are any changes to size, then let us know, or if there is any changes to the stock availability, you can let us know. In this case, I'm just going to click on the price element, and you can see it is automatically selected. Now if I click on monitor, what will happen is, if there is any changes to that price elements which I monitored, it will alert me. So that is how the HTML monitoring will work. Let me go into the next section. This is keyword monitoring. This is what monitoring which will work like whenever there is a keyword change, or if you are monitoring for, let me put an example first, otherwise it might take some time to load. Let me do this. What this will do is it will monitor for availability or removal of this keyword inside that page. For example, you can see they also give nice snippet here. You can possibly say either you can copy a keyword from here, or you can see if I want, let's say for example you are monitoring this page and you can see if there is a discount or something like that, Black Friday or something like that, you can put Black Friday, and now what it will do is it will monitor this particular page for this keyword to be present. So when that keyword becomes available inside that web page itself, it will notify us. That is what keyword monitoring does. And let me go into the next one. Technology monitoring. This is really straightforward to explain. If we go into any website, and it will automatically monitor all the technologies used on the website, and if there is any changes to the technologies which is being used on the website, it will notify you. It is really good to monitor in our site itself, if there is any problems, if there is any technology changes, so we must need to be aware, or any possible other ways of outreaching also it's possible. You can see it shows all the technologies which I've used, and we can specify whether we want any tech change, or we can specifically say if there is any changes to this technology, then let us know. We can do that also from here. And the next one is visual monitoring. This is where we mention a page, for example. Sorry, let me go here and click on preview. We give this URL. What happens is, if there is any visual changes for particular location which we highlight inside this page, then let us know as an alert that visual content for this page has been changed. This is very good when you are detecting new deals on a browse page, or new blog news items, or something like that, any new content. For example, here, as soon as we see that, and let's say for example I want to know any differences in the review section, so I will click my mouse and drag and leave it, so I will know whenever there is any visual changes to the section which I have highlighted. And we can do this also possible, like how much percentage of change we need to do. Based on that, we can do that. If I click monitor, it should be started. You can see that is what visual monitoring. Content monitoring is where if there is any changes to a certain line or certain content or something like that, then monitor us, let us know. So in this case, let me do another one. Let's see whether this one works. This is a booking entry. It will monitor. You can see they give great tips here for different stuff. What are the things? All these things possible. Everything is possible. So this is content monitoring is also good for terms and condition page. Let's see. So this booking page did not get dragged properly. Let me try it again to see whether this works. Okay, for some reason the booking page is not getting dragged properly. I will notify the developer as a bug and ask what is the problem with it, and let's see. I will make an update on it. For this case, I'll show you with another example. I will let them know, and I'll show you, share the result also with you guys on what is their response on it. What this will do is it will grab the content specific sentence and see if there is any difference. You can see they have given an example. Notify if a specific content is found. So we can enter a full list of characters or lines or something like that. Then we can do this. For example, if let's say for example, if this is not found, we can say this. If this line of text is found, then let us know, something like that. We can do that. The next one is HTML monitoring. This is pretty simple to say. Rather than doing any specific element, we give a full HTML page. If there is any HTML page changes to the HTML page coding, back coding, it will notify you. That is simply we can say to monitor the entire whole HTML, or we can say only look for this specific HTML code, and if there is any changes to that, then let us know. We can do that from here. So that is all of these. The final thing, this is what I told you as the uptime monitoring, which is really self-explanatory. I would not use this tool for this specific purpose because there are so many other good free or even paid tool which is specifically designed for uptime monitoring and availability monitoring. This is tool for any changes. So even if you want, you can just put your URL, click on preview and click on monitor. It will monitor for that how many availability monitoring. So that is the whole dashboard explanation. Basically, the dashboard contains of event feed, which gives you a basic background overview, and add URL where you can set it up, the monitored URL. Now we are going to look into some of the stuff it will show when we set it up campaign. These are all the campaigns which I have done up to now. You can show it shows when it started monitoring all the data and everything, and we can either delete it or pause it, or we can edit it. All these things are possible. And if there is any new alerts for me, it will show this bell icon. Let me go here and see what is the alert will show look like. So during the test I found okay, you can see that I set it up and it detected all this stuff on which time it shows and which is the server location. If I go into any of this, and it will show I set it up automatic AI monitoring. So what happens is it will check this my page for all these different technology. For example, HTML technology monitor, there was no different. Visual monitoring, no difference. But HTML monitoring does detected an event. Content monitoring that did not find any event. So if I click on the event detected label, it should take to another page where it will show what are the differences for this. For example, here it's showing the previous HTML monitoring on July 5th, and now it's showing the July 6th. So if there is an HTML difference here, so it automatically grabbed that. I would have preferred if it can highlighted that particular HTML element, then it will be more easy for me to see the differences. But in this case, looks like it didn't do any highlighting. That is a bit of improvement they can do. Let me show you another example also. I showed you an automatic AI monitoring. This is a HTML element monitoring which I set it up. No event since there was no bias change. As I said, I would have loved to be a more in-depth video on showing all these things with actual results. But in this case, I couldn't do it because I just set it up this test yesterday. So these are the results based on just one day of testing. So since there was no changes to that particular URL, we are not showing this. This is another, you can see it's without even going further, I would see that it does not have any alerts. So those things, I monitored another Google Maps listing to see. Let's say for example you are a travel agency or something and you do tour guides to some of this thing, so we need to make sure that whether this stays open or not. So what I did was I set it up a test where I put this URL and made sure I was monitoring for close all day as a text content monitoring. Since there was no change, it's showing now. So I can show if there's any sudden changes and close it out, I would get an immediate notification saying that this is currently closed all day. So then I can make any adjustment to my business solutions or something like that. And this is my company website, and I'm monitoring it for technology, and if there is any changes I would get to know. This is ensure that the site does not break or something like that, and because of any automatic plugin updations or something happens and site suddenly breaks, I would know if by setting up this campaign. I set up another visual monitoring campaign. You can see there was a bit of change. It shows the change percentage amount, and also it shows the location on all these things are possible from here. Let me see. I'm monitoring actually for this COVID graphs inside Sri Lanka. So basically because of that, when there's change, it will, since this is a visual monitoring, I grab this particular section, it will show any difference on that. Based on that, it will show me. Let me also see other examples. Okay, yeah, this is content monitoring, same concept. We can put a line of code here to make sure that is available. In this case, what I did was I just took a single piece of content where any reviews we did do in Suspirate, we will make sure to say that review is based on personal experience or we have not tested this software. So I made it a test to show you guys on whether this can identify it or not. That is possible. Automatic, basically all those things are done, guys. Basically this is how the results will look like, and whenever there is an action takes place and change, you would get email something like this. You can see all these emails. If I go into any of this, and if there is any error when retrieving the page, it will show you. I need to check into this to see what is the problem here. We can see the detailed report, all these things are available here. And if I go into any of this page, it will basically say events detected by automatic AI monitoring on the page which I mentioned, and what are the tools, technology methods used to detect this change, and it will show you a link for that particular stuff. So if I click here, it will directly go into that specific page according to this. Let me see, show you guys how it done. This is okay. You can see all these events which is detected. All these things are shown here. So basically, based on that, for all different stuff, you will get an email. From here, you can go into that stuff and you can change it. That is the basic stuff on how the monitoring works. If we quickly jump into the settings section, here you can see you can currently enable email notification for 2 per email. I will talk about this when I'm talking about pros and cons. The current plan is also shown here. The integration section is here. You can connect to Telegram and Slack from here. Here you can see the API is still not available, all this show. Apart from that, there is not much big different much complexity in the tool dashboard itself. It's really easy. Now for the pros and cons. The first pros which I detected was there are 8 different methods to monitor. This is what the tip also I gave you. Never do one monitoring. If you're not sure whether which one is the right one for you, do that same monitoring process on all the different steps, and based on that result you can select which is the best one, the right one for you. So they allow 8 different methods to monitor. Use cases and the scenario where we can use this is only up to our requirement and our imagination. And the dashboard is pretty easy and simple to use. There is no complication, very easy to browse around, and the steps also very minimalistic, so there is no advanced complexity. It will be even easy to use by a beginner. The tool is created by the company who also created Hexometer, which is a popular tool. You can check it out for uptime monitoring and everything. So this is backed up by another trustable company who created this tool also. The Slack and Telegram integration is already available up in the tool. The tool also allows email notifications now, and the overview dashboard also really cool. We can easily see all the changes happening in the site. The cons which I am able to see up to now is currently the biggest one for me is whenever we are adding any URL for monitoring all this thing, I am not able to preview what changes it will look like, or what as, or like a send test result or something like that. Because of that, only after adding, and if there is any changes, I'm not sure when that change will happen. Only when the change is open, I will know whether that I have set it up this campaign correct or not. So I would prefer if there is any way of seeing a preview or send result, or visually showing to a client that this is what it will may look like by setting up this campaign or something like that, to make us more understandable. Because this is not a traditional way of selecting this particular detection method will be perfect for this. This is a tool where we need to test it out to see which is the best detection method for that particular purpose. So currently that is one I'm missing out in this SaaS. And also I'm missing out another feature where I told you that currently it only allows 2 different emails to set it up email notification. I would essentially love to see a feature where for each monitoring we can set it up a different email, or even if they allow each monitoring a different webhooks, then we can use that to monitor, send emails or notification for different teams or different clients, all these things. So those are the two biggest cons which I noticed up to now. And also you need to wisely use this checks count. For example, if you're just using one check one day, you would consume 30 checks a month. Let's say if you use one check 10 minutes for 60 minutes, you would use 6 checks, and 24 it will be multiplied by that, and by 24 into 30 then it will be multiplied for the whole month. So just making sure that you are using it wisely so not to exhaust your check limits. And finally, I want to show you some of the upcoming stuff which these guys are explained that is coming soon. That they are saying that they are currently waiting for the Zapier approval, which most of you guys will be excited. I'm not, because I'm not a Zapier user. I use Public for my automation, so I'm more excited to have a webhook support for this software, and we have an official answer from them. I'm now quoting their answer. Yes, we are currently waiting for Zapier to approve our integration, and we are planning on implementing some form of webhook your app can use to get notified on changes when it happens. So that is what makes me excited, so I can make it to connect with Public Connect to do all the automation. For example, in the scenario when I'm using monitoring for a client, I would essentially use a webhook to notify the client itself if there is any changes only. This can be an additional service which you can offer if you are a digital agency or someone like me. That is all the things which I wanted to talk to you about. I'm just going through the list so I didn't miss out any of what I wanted to talk to you about. I think I explained everything. If you have any doubts, feel free to join our Facebook group. We talk everything with honest. There is no hidden, no censorship or anything like that. Please join us and we can talk about it. And if you have any question, either leave it in the video comment or join our group and ask it, and I will make sure to help you as much as possible. Once again, thank you so much for checking out this video, and I hope to see you guys in another great video. Bye.